Welcome to the introduction of PrintFactory Editor. This is the main launchpad for job preparation, editing and submission to the PrintFactory RIP. Editor works with floating windows which can easily be enabled or disabled to configure a work environment specific to the user's requirements. Most important window is the toolbar. Here you can find all tools to work on your job, from text editing, drawing objects, paths and additional finishing tools to speed up production. We will return to these tools later on in the use cases. Next we have the quick production bar. This is where you can scale the job to final size. Pick your printer, your media, your mode and your profile variant, as well as your cutting device. Here is the submission tool. Submit all open jobs to the layout tool for laying out and onto the RIP. When you first open, please select which windows you want open and then go to the preferences to select your preferences. Here you can set up the IP address of a fixed RIP server. This will then search only for the printers that are available in that RIP in the LAN. Leaving it blank will mean that this editor will automatically pick up the drivers from all RIPs in the LAN. Here you can pick up a fixed license server IP address. In the standards window, we can choose our print standard for normalization. If you define whether you use a PDF output intent, the output intent will be used as the print standard working space. If there is no output intent defined in the file, then the print standard will be used instead. The software here will do a soft preview based on the profile variant, which you can also use to simulate paper tint simulation. Editor offers a small pre-flighting tool checking for relevant LFP settings, such as image resolution based on viewing distance, font size, untagged objects, open cut contours, and many more. Here in the preferences, you can choose the general settings on how they are applied, whether you're asking on opening, whether it's going to apply always or never, so you can manually check. You can also create your custom report settings here. The color tab defines the normalizing settings. Here you can define how untagged objects should be honored and how profiles should be respected. You can also define on how these are defined on opening, never, ask or always. On the Units tab, we can define the respected units. The work disk, we can define a scratch disk for editor. Document size, we can define a default document paper size. Grid options, we can change the shortcuts. And here in the contours section, we can define the apply rules for the spot color to cut tool. Finally, in your fonts area, you can add PostScript or TrueType fonts. Now your editor is ready for production.